Hello everyone, and welcome to the Trending in My Life podcast, episode 14. This week, seeking inspiration. The changing season is on my mind now. Some days are grey skies and drizzly rain. Some are bright sunshine but distinctly chilly, and it's easy to feel a bit blue with the end of the summer sunshine days. The leaves are turning yellow, orange, red and brown and falling to the ground on the breeze. Conkers, acorns and sycamore helicopter seeds are scattered on the ground. And the stores are full of boots and sweaters. I miss going out without a coat, because I need one now because of the temperature, and a hood or an umbrella for the rain. It's dark by 8 o'clock at night now, so the days feel even shorter. This week's podcast is about seeking inspiration to motivate you through this change in season. In my wardrobe are the lightweight sky blue dresses, t-shirts and shorts of hot summer days. And I realised today that seeing them in there is really not helping me adjust and accept that summer is gone for this year. I wear a lot of blue because it's a colour that suits me. And by that I mean, if I try on something blue in a store, it seems to light up my face, and I just feel happier. So a few years ago I decided to stick to buying blue clothes when replacing things in my wardrobe, which has proved budget friendly because everything will mix and match. In autumn, fall or winter, the main colour of my clothes is navy blue, which is a big contrast to the sky blues I wear in the summer. I have a hold-all where I pack away my summer clothes and get out my cold season ones. Having to do this tends to make me feel a little sad, but then I'll find things I'd forgotten and I start to cheer up again. Once the wardrobe changeover is complete, I need to find some inspiration in what I see. The navy blue feels dark, and I'm not embracing this seasonal change. My mindset is still, if only we had another month of summer so that I can be ready to let go. But I can see how I'm just creating a bad vibe, and I need something to pull me out of it. The reality is it's autumn, fall. This morning I drew back the curtains to greet a new day, and there it was, grey sky and rain. Hard to greet that with a cheery heart and a smile. But then I remember something. I heard someone say this once. It's only weather. That's when I felt my mood shift. Let's face it, the rain didn't happen specifically to bring me down. It's just part of the change in seasons, and resisting that change is like trying to stop time. I'm sat in the living room eating breakfast, and with the curtains open I can see people outside heading off to work. They're already out there dealing with the weather. I begin to notice the different umbrellas, some small, some large, some probably foldable little ones, and those mushroom ones that come down over your shoulders. Spots, stripes, some bright colours, one with picture of dogs on. I begin to realise that these are sometimes an expression of people's personalities. Like it may be raining, but my sunflower's umbrella makes me smile when I open it. There are, of course, plenty of black umbrellas, but even they reflect a classic image and can look cool. I've always liked automatic umbrellas because, well, they're automatic. You press a button and they shoot up, instantly providing shelter from a shower. I don't have one right now because small foldable ones tend to be my grab and go, and I have a mushroom one for heavy rain that I added a clip-on strap to for ease of carrying. I can just sling it on my shoulder, and it also stops me leaving it behind anywhere. I've found inspiration with rain. After all, I've discovered that brollies can be a fashion statement or a reflection of the true person underneath it. So back to my clothes and the lack of inspiration from the darker colours now filling my wardrobe. Okay, let's fix this. Challenge. Figure out 7 outfits for the week, but there must be an element of colour that's not navy. So I'm thinking a scarf, a necklace or a belt. Let's see what inspiration I can come up with. Then when I wear these, I can recall this process and smile. One thing I'm pleased about is when I got out my clothes for this season, I can put together 7 outfits without having to buy anything. Because I recently had to buy a coat I needed with a hood, so I'd rather not have to spend any more money on outfits, which is a good thing. So it's the accessories that will make them brighter than they actually are. There are certain items of clothing that you may look forward to wearing at this time of year. Boots that keep your feet dry, jackets with hoods to put up so you're umbrella free, jeans and sweaters or cardigans. And let's not forget that in other parts of the world they're just heading into their spring and out of their winter clothes, but they still have to adjust. I think for those of you who can go to the stores and buy a whole new fall look to take you into the season, you have the inspiration laid out for you on the mannequins to take up. Many of us, though, have to find budget-friendly options. There are still budget clothing stores, online options and thrift stores if you need new pieces. Otherwise, just shop your own wardrobe, as they say. Mix and match what you have in a different way to the way you've worn it previously. You can wear those looks for a couple of weeks and change it up again, swapping around accessories so that those new looks are refreshed again, and keep doing that. If you can't afford to buy new, you can still be inspired by window shopping the stores and seeing what's trending. Leave your wallet at home and there'll be no chance of being tempted to spend money you don't have on impulse. You can get inspiration from others. You may see people travelling or at school or work that have a look that you like. If you see something, just take the idea and adapt it to your unique style, using things you already have or can get cheaply, and then you've made your clothes more fashionable. Just writing this, I'm thinking about my collection of scarves. Friends got to know I like scarves a few years ago now, so gifted me all types, from thin floaty summer ones through to big squares for colder weather, then fluffy winter ones, most of which are still packed away, but just thinking about them is inspiring me to get them all out and put them with various outfits. In this way I can change something from navy blue and have, let me think what I've got. I've got a green scarf that would go nicely. Oh, I've got a yellow and orange one, which is good for this season. So, yes, it's the small little touches that will change things. There are a lot of reversible belts as well. That sometimes they're like tan on one side and red on the other, or black on one side and green on the other, so that you've got 2 different ways of wearing them. So now we have you dressed for the season. How do we inspire you to get out the door? Well, remember, it's just weather. So bundle up and get out there. Who knows what you might see? Who knows who you might meet? What you might miss if you stay home? Decide to be an inspiration for others and put a smile on your face and go and share your wonderful self with the world. Guys, wear that cap so you can see what's coming, and don't be staring at the ground all the time with your head down, unless of course you're watching out that you don't tread in any big puddles. And hey, puddles, now there's a thought. Puddles are a seasonal splash of fun, best saved till you're almost home and can change from soggy clothing, and only to be stamped in if your footwear is waterproof, but still childlike memory fun. Some people choose Wellington boots at this time of year, those rubber ones, and they are made for puddles. I don't have any, but I'm thinking about it. They all used to be green and up to the knee, but now they come in a range of colours and patterns, and some are just above the ankle. A lot of our supermarkets sell their own brand of them at budget prices. At this time of year, anyone with longer hair can get inspired with tying it up in numerous ways, from ponytails, plaits, bunches, top knots and buns. You can have a season of changed looks. Each time you go out, it could be up on top in a different way, or out at the side, or split in two, and you can change it every day or just change your look for the season. When the temperatures drop, our appetites change. I ate a corned beef sandwich for lunch yesterday because I was thinking about school days and kids starting a new term back at school. Corned beef sandwiches were a regular staple in my packed lunch in teenage years. I was eating lunch and remembering school days at the same time. I bought some cuppa soups to put in with my lunches for work too. I think fall inspires me to do home baking. I suddenly have the urge to make apple crumble and oatmeal cookies, where a month ago it would never have occurred to me. And I never professed to be a great cook, but I enjoy the process and trying new recipes. I also find it really relaxing, a bit like gardening. I shut off from all other thoughts and just focus on what I'm doing. I used to have a Friday evening routine of going to pick up groceries on the way home and immediately start cooking, and all thoughts of the working day got swept away with the chopping and peeling, so that by the time things are cooked, I felt like the weekend started a day ago, not just a few hours ago. It made my weekends feel longer. Talking of supermarkets and groceries, I see pumpkins are already in the vegetable section. There are displays of Halloween decorations and costumes filling a designated section in stores. Adults are starting to plan themed parties. Children are deciding on costumes. There's weeks to go, but it inspires people to look forward to an upcoming event. Some stores are hitting us with Christmas displays next to the Halloween sections. It seems all too much too soon, but I know there are people who will like to plan their decor in advance or see how much their new tree might cost. And in the same way, the public are trying to make their money stretch. The stores are trying to maximise their sales, so every week counts to them. I once planted a load of pumpkin seeds, and I did eventually get baby pumpkins about the size of my fist, but I think buying and carving one is a better plan. So what about inspiration for the season in a general goal type way? You may have just started uni or college or a new school, and you figure a good goal is survival and adjustment. It's a settling in season for you, so many people start with dreams and the reality hits hard, so that by the time fall becomes winter, they've thrown in the towel and headed back to their family homes. Come January, there will be newbies starting, and you'll feel like the mature, experienced one, offering directions and advice to lost students. You'll realise you've learnt a lot more about life and your location as well as whatever you're studying. You won't always make new friends immediately, but it will come in time. Follow your schedule or timetable and turn up for those classes even when you want to pull a sickie. You never know when a tutor will say something that just hits home and becomes the inspiration you needed to progress and eventually have the career of your dreams. If you're working, resist the urge for a duvet day and head out the door to work with a smile. You have a job and it pays you enough to put a roof over your head and food on the table. That's something to smile about. Do some budgeting on essentials, so once a month you can have a small treat, something to look forward to, and maybe don't decide until the day of your treat and just be inspired with the day and what you see. Window shop. Go to a free museum or gallery. See what's on at the cinema. That boring job allows you the freedom to treat yourself, so it's really not so bad. And who knows when fresh opportunities will come your way. You might be inspired to try out for a vacancy that comes up, or your hard work and talent may be recognised and rewarded, and you wouldn't want to miss your big break by not turning up. Fall or autumn is a great time of year for setting goals. Maybe I'll wear nothing but green for 3 months and see if it suits me. Maybe I'll have one of those diet drinks for lunch every day and have lost a size by winter, ready for those Christmas parties. I might create a handmade gift for family and friends this Christmas and put effort and meaning into individual creations. Knit it, paint it, carve it, pottery it. At the very least, you'll know the recipient won't get two the same. And if you simply can't afford store-bought gifts, then there's the honesty in your creations too. Be inspired to create what you can't afford. People may appreciate it more than you think, and if they don't, then it's their loss not to see that giving isn't about how much money you spend. I'm planning a fall wreath at the moment to hang outside, made of leaves of red, brown, orange, and conkers and sycamore spinners. I wanted to find some acorns too, and hopefully include it in this week's video. I saw what would have made a good hanging frame for it in a store, but I specifically wanted to only use what I had at home or had collected from the ground that had fell off the trees. So to wrap up this week, don't be a gloomy guts because fall is here. The leaves falling from the trees look really pretty. You can stamp in a puddle or chat to strangers sheltering from the rain under the canopy of a cafe. You can bake delicious cookies, play long-distance chess with a friend online, join a book club. So many opportunities. Don't waste your time being blue. Life is what you make it. Be inspired. Be fabulous. You know you can do it. A side note here to anyone who listened to last week's podcast about procrastination. Yes, I got the coat, and I'm recording this on Wednesday, so it clearly worked at encouraging me to do my podcast earlier in the week. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and come back next time. Bye for now.